This is day 11 of tasting a different Canadian wine every day till we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And we've got a great red from BC today to open. Stay till the end because we're also going to do a bonus side-by-side tasting with some Riesling. Pretty cool story there. Hey, Carl Boucher, what do you got there?
You got that right, Mira. It's going to be an interesting episode here. So we have Painted Rock from the Skaha Bench in the Okanagan Valley. This is the Red Icon, their flagship wine from the 2021 vintage. A wine that I gave couple years ago, 93 points. So let's review that. It's going to be an absolute blast. Red Icon is known to be one of the very, very top producer, not only in the Okanagan, not only in BC, but in Canada. They won some major international award. I believe 2017, one of the top 10 wine by Wine Enthusiast. I mean, this is a very highly regarded winery, highly anticipated releases every single year. This one of their Cap Sauv made my top 10 wine of the year a couple years ago. So John Skinner and the Skinner family are the owner of the winery. And I mean, on a yearly basis, every time that Painted Rock release their new vintages, it's always a big happening. So now we're going to review the Merlot base Red Icon. And I don't know if you notice, I have a little something here in my bottle, which is a Ano Vino, to my opinion, one of the very best wine tool on the market. It decants my wine one sip at a time. So because this is a big wine, it's a big Meritage blend, and Painted Rock build their wine to last for a very long time. So instead of decanting my wine every time, we taste so many wines during a week. I don't have enough decanter. So I use the Vino, filter the wine, aerate the wine. So it's perfect. So let's get it a go here. I love that tool. And we're going to do a nice pour here. We're going to pour a nice one for Mira as well. Hope
Thank you.
she's going to be able to come and get a Red Icon. So Painted Rock, Mira, your wine is right here for you. So Painted Rock, located on the Skaha Bench, so west facing slope vineyard of 56 acres. Started in 2004. John Skinner from Vancouver was looking for the very perfect site. There you go. Cheers. Woohoo. You got that nose?
Yo.
Boom! A big boy Meritage here. So Scott and John Skinner, and I would say probably back in the late 90s, it took him a while to find the very perfect site. And looking across the Okanagan, north to south, east, west, everywhere, he got his eyes on a 56-acre piece of land. You have a fan in your office or what?
I think it's my laptop.
There you go. Must be warm. And yeah, so at that point, when John found that piece of land on the Skaha Bench, it was the largest apricot farm in the British Commonwealth. So he found that piece of land, brought some experts, some soil expert like Pedro Perez to analyze the whole thing, what he got, because he was hoping that site, he thought that site was the absolute perfect site to plant the 5 Bordeaux grapes he had in mind. He wanted to make some big Meritage. He believed that site will produce the absolute best Cap Sauv, Merlot, Cap Franc, Petit Verdot, and Malbec. Yes, Petit Verdot in the central Okanagan at that time was not, no one believed that Petit Verdot would do well there. And just wink, wink here, there's a nice healthy 8% of Petit Verdot in there, 12% Malbec, 12% Cap Sauv, Cap Franc, and leaded by Merlot, which is probably, to my opinion, the very best grape varietal in the central Okanagan. And that side, sun-drenched vineyard, really hot site. Oh yeah, we have a ton of pictures at Painted Rock. Every time we go there, it's such an incredible site. The Hog Vineyard, they call it, 56 acres. And yeah, I mean, year in and
Spectacular
year.
views.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What is your favorite wine from Painted Rock, Mira?
Oh, I love all their reds. I mean, you know me, I like a nice red in the middle of summer, in the middle of winter, whatever it is. So this one that's in the picture, the Syrah Cab Sauv, is extremely unique. I really like that. But the red icon, I mean, it's like such a classic. It's part of what helped put BC wine on the map. Like John Skinner did so much work behind the scenes to bring BC wines into, and his wines, but also other wineries. Like he was very collaborative in this, into like Michelin star restaurants. He was constantly going on trips, you know, to introduce these wines to people in Shanghai, in London, and New York, you know, and it's
Well, he's
sure.
a heavy part of the Team Canada who goes regularly to the Canada House in London. He's built some great relationship out there, and yeah, just like you mentioned, the Somme in London really like Painted Rock wines. He's in some of the very top restaurants like the Palm 67 restaurant and other
Pall Mall.
really
It's
the
67
Palm
Pall
Mall
Mall. It's a really
67.
cool kind of
You got that right.
a wine club, like a private wine club, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that yeah, he's very influential in the whole spectrum of the Canadian wine. I mean, his portfolio speaks for itself. For me, obviously, yes. Red Icon is one of the very top Meritage year in and year out. I'm a big fan of his Cabernet Sauvignon as well. And his Syrah turns a lot of heads. Or Syrah is really popular among their wine club members. Uh, they have a nice block of Chardonnay as well. He makes his Chardonnay big and bold. This is the personality of the portfolio, right? And so 2021, the year of the heat dome here in British Columbia. So what do I mean by the heat dome is we're used to every year to have some very warm, hot weather here in the Okanagan. Some like 35, 40, 42 degrees. We're used to that. It's not surprise. But what happened in 2021, we had weather up to 50 degrees. But the problem was we had a long period of extreme heat in June. And we usually never get that. The grapes were not even in Verizon yet. So the vineyard was still in flower. So that's something that we had never experienced before. Such a long stretch of very high temperature that early in the growing season. So that caught the growers, the viticulturists, the winery owner, the whole world, the whole agricultural world of the Okanagan, not only wineries or grape growing business, but the entire agriculture business. So it was a really challenging and for some like very an uncertain vintage. Now we see a lot of wine with higher alcohol level, and this is the point by here at 14.6 with the 21 Painted Rock. My opinion that 14.6% of alcohol is very well integrated in the personality of the wine. The oak doesn't stick out. It's not like if it's inappropriate. The alcohol, I mean, very well integrated with the oak profile. Like I mentioned earlier, 42% Merlot. So this wine is a Merlot dominant. Cap Franc at 16%, Cap Sauv at 12%, also as Malbec, and a healthy 8% of Petit Verdot. Let's get into the flavor profile here, or the aromas of that wine. And let's see what my 93 points of my tasting in 2024, if it still stands.
Well,
Because let's
yeah.
keep in mind,
Wow,
it's a $80 wine, right? So if it's a $80 wine, that wine better be good, right?
good
I've
thing is
really
you know
been,
it is. It's actually
I've
amazing value for the price
rarely,
point. All right.
rarely been disappointed with the Painted Rock wine. Let's be honest here. Mira, do we have any comments on the on the chat
Daryl's
box?
on it. Daryl's excited. He loves the red icon, and so do I. Hey, I got to tell you guys something. We had a super mild winter in the Okanagan this year. We had one incident of snowfall where we are in the middle here in Summerland. It lasted like a day, and it is snowing at the moment with sunshine. It's bizarre. Check this out.
I just came back from it from outside. It was, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's snowing. It's kind of like sleet snowing with sunshine. So there you go. Interesting winter we've had here. We really got to keep our fingers crossed in the Okanagan that there's no big, deep freeze, because the vines have not shut down over this winter. It was so warm,
Yeah.
and they're full of water. So no big
Let's
deep
stay
freeze.
positive. Let's stay positive here. We're just heading into a another hopefully amazing years. 2024 was really
Absolutely.
rough,
So
and 2025.
Daryl loves his Merlot dominant wines. So do I, Daryl. Merlot is just
Absolutely.
so classy.
And
it's classy, is what it is.
that west facing slope vineyard from the red icon, it's the same side of the valley as the Naramata bench. So they got the sun, the hot temperature of the afternoon and late afternoon, which helped to ripen the Merlot, the Cab Sauv, the Malbec, the Syrah, and the Petit Verdot. All of these grape varietals were planted at the Hog Vineyard at Painted Rock, and that slope inclination, which is perfect for the type of varietals they have planted there, for the drainage as well, and don't forget the presence of the Skaha Lake right at the cliff also helped moderate some of the weather events. So if there's extreme cold, extreme heat, that lake Skaha is not the Okanagan Lake, not as deep, not as big, but still has the moderating effect of a big body of water. So very well situated, very well located for Painted Rock.
So you guys see where it says Central Okanagan there? That's the little lake that we're talking about, Skaha Lake. And right where it's yellow there, that is the side where Painted Rock is on. It's the Skaha bench. All right. So tell us last thoughts on this wine. And then real quick, I'm going to give you like a timer almost. You're going to tell us what you perceive as different or the same between two Rieslings from the same vineyard in Niagara, but made by totally different winemakers in different vintages. So
yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's review aromas and flavor profile. I have to mention as well about the Painted Rock that John Skinner surrounded himself with some of the very top consultants around the world when he started Painted Rock. And as a consultant, he brought in Alain Soutre. And Alain Soutre is a very known consultant across France in Bordeaux, especially, so knows all of these grape varietals. And he's been, Alain's still involved at the winery full time, helping Gabriel Rice, which is a local winemaker who study at the Okanagan College. And so Alain Sout, one of the top consultants from around the world, has been involved with Painted Rock since the very beginning. Very important fact to mention. Now, aromas of dark fruit, lots of dark fruit. I would say black currant, cassis, black cherry, graphite from the Cab Sauv, stands out as well. Dark cocoa, smokiness in the sense that like that Petit Verdot, um, like charcoal-like torrefaction, I'll call it. So beautiful nose, announcing a big bold wine with dark fruit, chewy tobacco as well. Yeah, very classic bold meritage. The palate is a full mouthfeel. Yes, you get oak profile, you got vanilla, and the forefront you got the tannin. I mean, that wine is not necessarily ready to drink now. I would say another 3 years before that wine absolutely enter in this prime window of drinkability. But I mean, this is not offensive. If you like your wine a little tighter, a little bit more energetic, and you like the tannin, just like I do, this wine is really cool, really, really good, very good length. I like, first and foremost, the texture. I'm a sucker for a good textural wine. To be in the premium category at that price point, you gotta deliver texture. This wine got it. This wine got it. So, yeah, amazing texture. For 14.6% alcohol, there's a lifted acidity. This wine is not hot and flabby. This wine has structure. I got a little bit of that florality from the Petit Verdot, the chocolate part from the Merlot, definitely. A little bit also of the Black Forest cake coming from the Cap Franc. Nice lingering spice coming from the barrel and from the grape varieties, like that white and black pepper from the Franc, that charcoal-like minerality from the Cab Sauv. I got that well surfing all together on the finish. I love the finish. Finish is one of, there's a couple highlight on that wine for me. Long lingering finish, beautiful texture, and substantial mid palate. This is not a weak wine. This is not a wine for wimp. This is a wine for big bowl wine drinker. I love the mid palate. Not heavy though. Very well structured. 93 points on release. I stand with that score. There's other critic who gave 96 points to that wine. John Schreiner went banana on that wine. Gave it a 96 points. And yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. This,
Great
like
wine.
I mentioned, hey?
It's a great wine. It's really nice.
Oh, it is. It is. Like for big, bold wine drinker, bam. $80. It's not a cheap wine, but it's not overpriced. That is the important thing to keep in mind with that wine. Pricey, but worth it. So yeah. So if you have a chance to tap on the Painted Rock portfolio, Red Icon, this is their flagship wine. It's also worth looking for their Cab Sauv, their Syrah. Sommeliers in Europe really, really like their Cap Franc as well. So amazing portfolio at Painted Rock. So John Skinner, Lauren Skinner, the Skinner family, and the whole team at Painted Rock. Beautiful spot on the Skaha bench. So yeah, there is for our daily spot here for our different Canadian wines every day until we hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy these reviews, hit the bell below, subscribe, hit the notification, join us every day at around 4 o'clock. We're here tasting a different wines every day. So saying that, I'm going to move that away. And we tasted that wine, I can't remember exactly on which day, but like a couple days ago.
A few days ago.
It's the Horseshoe Cellar, the Kelson Block 2024 vintage from the Grimsby Hillside. Now, why I'm bringing that wine back? It's because I realized that in our cellar, we had Fogelar Riesling also.
I found it in the snow yesterday. It was a wild
Yeah,
fall.
Mira found that in the snow.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it so much. And now, what we real
They're both from the Grimsby Hillside Vineyard, which is in what appellation there? What's the, let's see, this is Niagara.
Lincoln Lake Shore appellation. So the closest from
Yeah, so
the
you see in
lake.
the middle there, under where it says Lincoln, it says Grimsby. So that's the town of Grimsby. So I assume Grimsby Hillside is right near there.
Yeah, it's in the Lincoln Lake Shore, right on the foothill of the escarpment. So amazing drainage, all of the minerality, all of these good things coming down with the irrigation coming down from the escarpment, coming on the foothill. So this Grimsby side is so full of sorry, so full of nutrients, so full of amazing minerality. And the family who owns that Grimsby side and tender this vineyard is one of the most known in terms of viticulture in Niagara. One of the most awarded vineyard, one of the most looked after vineyard in the entire country. To put in perspective, we love Leaning Post Winery, which is right across the highway from 800 meters from the Grimsby Hillside Vineyard. So the Senchuk Vineyard that we think the world of, which should produce some of the very best Chardonnays and Pinot Noir in Canada, right? 800 meters from Grimsby Hillside. So now I love doing that a little side by side from the same plot of land, okay? Different vintage though, and also different producers. Just let's see the difference in flavor profile, difference in aromas, difference in delivery made by different people. Okay. So on my left here, I have the Fogelar 21. And on my right, I have the Kelson Block from Horseshoe Cellar. Right out of the gate, Fogelar as much as a really, really classic lime, dry, austere, mineral-driven Riesling. Lower alcohol at 8.5. But what I'm expecting here, it's something very zippy, very linear. We already tasted the Kelson Block, and the Kelson Block is more a little bit of the Alsatian style, more textural, a little bit more sweetness, richer on the palate. So that's my expectation here. So let's get to the taste. Yeah, I mean, with the Fogelar, this when we talk about Riesling, we talk about kerosene, right? The petrol, kind of the petrol nose, which is for some Riesling, especially on the German side Riesling, very obvious. Either you love it, either people don't like it. I think to me, it's just scream Riesling to the core, right? So I love that nose personally, and the Fogelar 21 as that to like at a really high level. Both of these ones are very small production, around the 75 cases production. So let's get to the taste and the palate. See, I'm surprised with the Fogelar. There's that very limey, lemony, straightforward nose, and you get to the palate, and you totally get more sweetness. The RS, I don't have any technical data for the 21 Fogelar, but oh, you realize there's some residual sugar. So it's very interesting. So what I was expecting and what I get, very different. And so now getting closer to the what I got from the Kelson Block from Horseshoe Cellar. Nose are completely different. More apricot, honeydew, I need fruit, white flour. That's much more what I got with the horseshoe cellar. Mm. Similar finish, similar chalky finish that I really like from the Riesling. To me, that kind of finish is really Niagara Riesling. The mid palate is a little fuller with the Kelson block with the horseshoe cellar. Same similar acidity level. It's very interesting because the deliveries are very different and similar in the same time. Do I make any sense when I say that, Mira? They're different but similar at the same time.
You can tell they're related, and more so
Yeah,
than just being the same variety, right? Yeah, it's so
yeah.
interesting. Whenever we do those kinds of tastings side by side from the same vineyard, different winemaker, different vintage, there's still that like certain characteristics that are so similar because it is the same soil and the same site. So that's what I love about wine.
And I really get the sights on the finish.
Yes.
I get the sight on the finish. Both wines has a very similar finish.
Interesting, hey?
There's a thing also who stands out is the 3 years difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I can feel like there's much more.
Right?
Yeah. 21 versus 24. So that would be interesting to taste side by side. The same vintage, but guess what? Horseshoe Cellar didn't exist in 21, so this is a brand new producer.
24 is their first vintage, but it's people who have been in the industry for quite a while, including John Daniel Steele, who we know from Okanagan Crush Pad, now at Black Swift and the
Jason Parks. Yeah, exactly. But this is his brand, and notably Scott Woody, which is the vineyard manager, the viticulturist at Tantalus, one of the great producer, Riesling producer in British Columbia. But these are Niagara guys, and these two produce their wines at the very same place. They are producing their wine at Mary Nissen Winery under the Collab umbrella, which was started by Mark Pister, the producer, the winemaker and owner at Fogalar. So now he's kind of taking Horseshoe Cellar, John Daniel and Scott under his tutelage. And we have these two, and completely, that was not planned at all.
We didn't even realize all of these connections. Like when I wild foraged that Riesling yesterday in the snow up at Big White near Kelowna, I didn't even have Carl around. He was away, so I did not pick that Riesling to open because I thought it was so similar to that other one. So not only is it the same vineyard site, but it is the same wine making facilities that were used at Mary Nissen. Is that correct?
Is absolutely correct. And they usually make their wines together.
So under the tutelage supervision of the same head winemaker as so Mark Fogalar, right? That is so cool. That is so cool that we got to taste
after I've tasted probably 3 or 4 sips of each, it becomes clear that the wines is very similar in a sense.
Yeah.
More RS on the forefront, on the front end of Fogalar. More minerality on the back end from Fogalar.
Yeah.
Probably more lee stirring, more richness on the mid palate on the Horseshoe Cellar.
Interesting.
Yeah, but very similar finish on both hands. So fascinating. I'm glad that we've done that together. I'm glad that we're here on day 11 that our YouTube challenge until we're going to taste crack open a different Canadian wine every single day.
Every day.
Until we hit 1,000 subscriber. And guess what? When we hit 1,000, what we're gonna do? We'll probably keep going.
We'll open more wines.
We'll open more wines because that's what we do.
So that's true, but let's start thinking about how we want to celebrate this, because we will get there, just a matter of time. And so let us know if you have ideas how we can celebrate 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are almost at the halfway mark. We're at 450. So thanks so much, you guys, for helping us spread the Canadian wine goodness. And please hit that subscribe button and share with someone who loves wine if you haven't yet. Carl Boucher, thank you so much. We'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow night. So join us again if you love Canadian wine. And we'll also be on Wednesday for our usual Wine Wednesday.
We're going to taste some Marinissime wine on Wednesday because we're going to have a lot open. So there you go.
That's a hint. That means that's coming up in the club. And if the Dobbin wines arrive by then, we might have some Dobbin wine. So if you're a collector member and you join us for the Tasting Thursday events, which is a really awesome, fun Zoom night with a winemaker about once a month. We're doing our next one on May 26th. It's with Dobbin Estate with Peter Gamble, who is like
the top wine consultant in Canada. He's the guy, the first executive director of VQA Ontario. So he's a huge reason why we have certain quality standards in wine across Canada, but especially in Ontario. And he has helped start so many wineries that we love, including Dobbin. So he's going to be on Zoom with members, collector members, for Tasting Thursday on the 26th of March. We can't wait. And if you want to get a 3-pack of super rare wines from Dobbin, that link is coming out in the next hour or so. And guess what? We're going to taste an unreleased Riesling explained by the very top Riesling expert in Canada. So that is, I'm so excited for that. That's going to be awesome. So yeah, thank you very much for joining for day 11. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button.
I have to mention one more thing. Our members, you guys went crazy about our Prince Edward County touring dates, May 1st to 3rd. It's more than halfway sold out now. So if you're thinking of coming May 1st to 3rd to Prince Edward County to discover Peck with us, now's a good time to book that in and email us with any questions, because it
5 wineries on the list, 2 barbecues, a bunch of pros, a bunch of winemakers from the region, a bunch of winery staff. We're all gonna gather for 3 days, all about 2.5 days all together, and we're gonna turn Prince Edward County upside down, baby. Carl's Wine Club is coming. We're gonna hit some of the big hitter down there, so really excited about that.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Happy Monday. Thanks for stopping by.